Hello everyone and welcome to today's session of Gentle Yoga. I'm Debbie Nolan and I'm with Enrico Recreation and Parks, and we're so excited that you're here today. Now if you don't have a yoga mat, you can have a beach towel, something like that would be good. If you have carpet in the room, just have a bath towel or something nearby because the carpet sometimes can be itchy on your face when you go face down. You'll also need yoga blocks. Now, if you don't have yoga blocks, you can use a nice thick book or a sturdy, thick pillow. So you could use any of those three things. You can also have a strap. Now, this strap, if you don't have the yoga variety of it, you can use an old belt. You can use an old sash off of a robe. So all of those things are tools in your toolbox to help improve your yoga practice. So let's get ready to start. So first thing, make sure you have everything nearby. Good, and then let's take a few moments to start to quiet and leave outside the door the busyness of the day. So shut your eyes, come into a comfortable seated position first. Good, if you need to have your legs extended, no worries. Find that place that you can be still for a few moments. Good, now once you sit, good, settle, shift around a little bit and find a place where you can be for a few moments. Just place the backs of your wrists on your knees and then shut your eyes or close them halfway, whichever one is more comfortable for you. And let's focus on the breath first. The breath joins together the mind and the body in yoga and in life. So first, just find the steadiness of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Notice how the body subtly reacts to each breath as you inhale in and exhale out. Now let those breaths be natural breaths, which just means you're not trying to make them longer or shorter. They're just the length they are today. Notice how the front of the body rises to meet the breath. And when you exhale, it's almost as if you can feel the tension slide down your back and away from your body as it grounds you in your practice. As your breath starts to steady, then take a moment and just check in with all those busy thoughts in your mind. Now, that's a normal condition to have busy thoughts, but let's honor them and then let go of them because we don't need them for our practice this session. So perhaps as you inhale in, you collect one of those thoughts and honor it. And then exhale, let go of it so that it flows into the periphery of your thought processes. Now it'll try to sneak in every now and then, but come back to your breath so that you can refocus on your practice today. When we came across the threshold into the room, let's leave outside the door all of the distractions of daily life. Let all of that thought come inward with each breath. Notice if there's any stressors in your body now. Maybe they're old injuries, maybe they're twinges in the hinges, maybe areas that just need special attention. Honor those areas as you move through your practice. Now it's normal to be different from right to left. That's why we have the blocks and the strap. They help us in our practice. So have those handy, knowing that one side of your body is dominant and strong and the other side is very flexible. We work to find the balance between the two sides. Very nice. So slowly open your eyes. And as you do so, let's bring our hands out to the sides. Good, on an inhale, just float your shoulders up to your ears and then walk your fingertips away. And slowly float your shoulders up to your ears and walk your fingertips away. Good, this time flow up to your ears and then back and down like you're squeezing your shoulder blades together behind your back. So flow up and back and down. Good, and up and back and down. Very nice. Inhale, breathe all the way up to the sky, and exhale your hands back to your heart. And again, flow up to the sky Good, and find big expansive movements. Good, really wide. Good, and then this time let's flow in the opposite direction and let the hands come to your mat. Now walk your fingertips a little bit to the side and reach up with your right hand. Good, now draw the shoulder blades together and back. In fact, touch your shoulder. Take a big inhale, lift your elbow high, and gently guide your shoulder back, and then reach again. Now if you have no issues with your neck, you can look up towards that thumb in the air. And if your neck is not comfortable with that, you can look down at the hand that's on the mat. But find the place for you today where you can have the most sensation so that we're feeling our practice. So from the beginning of the movement, the beginning edge of the movement, when the muscle starts to move, to the point at which if we pushed any harder, we can cause harm. So let's find that place where we can find challenge today. Good. So float the hand down. Good. Inhale, breathe back up to the sky. Good. And then float the arms back apart. Good. Allow your opposite hand to anchor and lift up. Good. Now exhale, touch the shoulder and float the shoulder back. Lead that elbow high and reach up again. And once again, you glance at the thumb or the hand on the floor. Good. Really lift through the front of your body. A lot of times in yoga, we'll talk about your heart. So that's always this area here at your sternum. So lift your heart. Good. Breathing in and breathing out, just finding the steadiness of your breath. Good. Imagine you have the expanse of the Grand Canyon between each of your hands. Very nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's float the hand down. Good. And inhale, flow all the way back up to the sky. Good. And then exhale the hands back out again. Let's float our legs out in front and think about seated forward fold. Good. Now shift a little bit so that you can feel the contact with the earth. Now when we're in contact with the earth through the root chakra, Muladhara, in yoga tradition that's at the base of your spine, and it helps ground you in your practice and in life. So here you might have a block. Good, because you may find that you don't come close to your thighs. That's okay. We'll use the block and the hands. So breathe up. Good. Exhale, hinge forward, and hinge just means you don't round. Just hinge forward. Good. And inhale, breathe up again, and hinge forward. Good. One more time. Breathe up and hinge forward, and let the hands land on your shin bones perhaps. Now don't worry about your feet. Everybody worries about they want to grab their feet when they lean forward. Here just think about having a nice strong and long spine. Drop your tailbone down and just look past your feet. Now if you have your strap, you might want to take that and put it around your feet and hold one end in one hand, one end in the other hand. Float your shoulders back and down. Then push your knees into the mat. Good. Now think very tall, and as you exhale, bring your hands a little closer to your feet. So here you're using the strap to make your arms longer. Good. But it's also to enable you to make the legs straighten out more. Now in yoga, gravity really affects what we do in a lot of the poses, and in this particular one, straightening the legs out like this will be very different from when we're going to do it on our back in a few moments. Good, so big inhale here. Exhale, bend your elbows a little bit more so that you come closer to your thighs. Good, just look at your big toes. Good, take a big inhale and exhale. Good, float your shoulders back and down and come a little closer. Maybe you adjust your hands. Good, still continuing to breathe. Good. So when in poses in yoga, we try to give the body a few moments to release into the pose. Now it doesn't do it automatically because we try to resist and stay in control. So here we try to release and relax. Beautiful. Very nice. Now sliding back upright. Let's take the strap and just put it around your left foot. So roll your shoulder back and down. Bring your right hand to the side. Good, and then bend the knee, bring it up next to your body. Now the first thing I did was rear back. So if you do the same thing, come to your sit bones and lift your heart. Good, now the knee is bent right here next to your elbow. Now think about taking a big inhale and then float the legs straight up. Good, as you do that, lift your other arm up to the sky. Good, so think very tall, feel your sit bones at the base of your pelvis. Good, stay in contact and really push down with that right leg. Good, so this is a single leg lift. Good, reach your arm out to the side and reach the leg out to the side and look towards the arm. Look towards the right. So breathing in and out, draw your shoulder blade together in the back. So this is a heron pose, and in your mind see the great blue heron as it flies overhead or walks to the edge of the pond looking for fish or frogs. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Now besides the strap, you can also use your hand, of course. Good, so you can have the hand holding the foot. Now you want the knee to be fairly straight here. So if holding the foot makes your knee bend, go back to the strap. Good. Let's inhale, float that leg forward. Good, now if you're holding the strap, you switch hands. Good. Take the arm and reach in the other direction. Bring the leg across your body, but make it nice and straight, and look towards the left side. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Nice and tall. Good, we allow the head to come back to the front. Good, bend your knee slightly, put the strap in both hands if you're using it, and float the leg up. Draw the shoulders back and down, and then float forward. Very nice. Now place your hands on both sides of your calves. Good, in an in-between pose. Inhale, look up, and exhale, push down with your elbows. Now you may very well be able to get your elbows to touch the mat. Great. That's wonderful. If they don't, that's okay too. You can also take the block and put your forehead on the block if you like. But right here, chin to your chest and rounding in your upper back. Good, now hands push into the mat, push your elbows down. Good. Very nice. Let your tailbone ground you here. Remember, Muladhara, the root chakra, grounds us in our practice, in our life. Good. And just keeps us stable. Very nice. And then curl back up. Once again, if you're going to use the strap, you just switch it to the opposite foot. Very nice. And in this case, it's the right foot. So a lot of times people will put both straps in one hand. You really want to have each strap, one in one hand, one in the other, and then bring the leg up. Now right away, you see I reared back, but you just readjust once you do that. Come to your sit bones, press down with the left leg, very strong. Good, big inhale here and straighten out that right leg. Good, pull your shoulder blades together and back. Good. Now many yoga poses are done in different positions of the body. It's the same pose anatomically, but in this case, we're sitting down. This same pose we can do balancing on one foot. Now, we're not going to do that today, but you can. And of course, when we change the position of the body relative to gravity, it makes a difference in the pose. Good, it works different muscle groups. Very nice. Now, pause here. Put the strap in both hands if you're using it, or the foot. Good, reach the leg out, reach the arm up. Big, big, big inhale. Good, exhale out to the side, look towards the left. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Good, just finding stillness in the middle of effort. Heron, H-E-R-O-N pose. Good, now flow back to the center. If you use the strap, collect the strap in that hand. Come across your body, look to the right. Wonderful. Very, very nice. Now we come back to the center. Bend your knee if you need to. Strap in each hand. Shoulders back and down. Good. So here the strap just helps make your arms longer. I think I may have said that. but it also makes your leg shorter so you can reach it. Good, let's let that leg flow down. Very, very, very nice. Now go ahead and take it off of your foot, it being the strap, and just move it to one side. Now let us open our legs wide. Good, and we're going to do that same rounding pose we did a moment ago. Good, and so as we do that, shift a little bit from side to side. Make sure you feel very settled. Good, inhale, breathe all the way up and flow forward. Let the hands land in front of your body. So first inhale here and exhale, go a little bit deeper perhaps. Good, so each time you inhale, come up on your fingertips, push your feet away, toes and kneecaps lifting towards the sky, and then go a little bit deeper perhaps. Good. So when you reach the maximum point for you, and you'll know when it is because you'll feel the most sensation on the back of the legs, especially in the hamstring area at the top of your thigh and back. Steady breath. Good, then perhaps you round and let your elbows come down towards the mat. And again, if your elbows don't touch, no worries, you might be up here. That's okay. Remember, the benefit in every pose is identical, whether you're in the fullest expression of it or you're up here, as long as you're working with intention towards the pose. And that just means you're trying and you're working into that direction, knowing that over time and with practice, it'll come. Good, so let's move our hands out to the side, place our hands on our shin bones near our ankles. Now tilt your tailbone up and back, lift your sternum, lift your heart, glance up at your eyebrows. This is legs wide pose, Padottanasana, and that just means leg wide. Good, and then perhaps as you exhale, it allows you to go a little deeper. You can collect the tops of your feet or the sides, as long as it's not bringing your shoulders up to your ears. They're nice down and back. Good. Very, very nice. Very nice. Legs wide pose. Good. As we come back upright, let's slide our feet back in. Good, and bring your heels closer to your body. Good, into what we call butterfly all the time, but it's also called bound angle pose. It's also called Padottanasana, which just means bound angle pose. Good, so hands on the tops of the feet, push your elbows down. On the inside, line up your forearm with your lower leg. Good, take a big inhale. Now take care not to draw your feet up towards your body. Take a big inhale and exhale, and then imagine you're going to put your forehead on your feet, and even if they would never go into the same zip code. So just imagine. Good. So exhaling, then walk your hands further past. Good, and then relaxing down. Notice where you feel the most sensation in each of these poses. It's going to be different for every one of them. Good, and always after a moment or two, you'll find you can go a little bit deeper into the pose. Good, and on an inhale, we just flow back up. Now, shift back just a little bit, and first, just hold your ankles. So lift up one leg, and lift up the other leg, put the soles of your feet together. So here we're in balancing butterfly. Good. So you can hold the ankles or you can hold the sides of the feet, whichever one speaks to you today. So squeeze your shoulder blades together and back. Now you might stay right here, which is great. Or you might open one leg a little wider. Good, and you might open one leg a bit wider. Good, and you may find, and hold on tight, that you can lift your legs even wider apart. Now be sure and look up when you do this. So balancing legs wide pose. Sometimes this is called balancing bear. I'm not sure why, but I've heard it called that. Good, breathing in and breathing out. Keep lifting your heart. Good. Smile, it makes it even more fun. Feet come back together. Good, now push your feet together and reach out. Good, so this is a boat pose, a variation of a boat pose. Bring your knees together. Good, let the legs come down, come all the way up to the sky and down. Beautiful. Now if you have a block, be sure and go ahead and get it for this next part. And we're going to flow to our back. So go ahead, come to the side, have your block or your pillow, and then flow to your back. As you flow to your back, shift a little bit from side to side just to release your back from the poses that we've just done. Very nice. And then pause for a moment. Have that block near your back. Bring your feet near your bottom. Push down with the feet and lift up. Slide the bottom, slide this under your bottom. Good. Also, slide the block under your bottom. Now we have it. Arms next to your body. Good, and this is bridge pose. We call it bridge pose. It's also called Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, and that means preparation for shoulder stand. Now we're not going to do a shoulder stand today, but now you also see it reinforced by even the names of the poses, how everything we do is progressive. And we build upon it. Good, so first thing, bridge pose. So slide your feet back a little bit closer to the block into your bottom. Good, bring your chin towards your chest and then just let your head relax down. Good, then the next thing is work your shoulder blades a little closer together behind your heart. So pausing right here for a moment, tilt your tailbone up ever so slightly. Good, and then Uddiyana Bandha, lift your abdominals inward and upward towards your spine. Good, so as we pause right here, and this is supported bridge pose because we're using the block. Good, let's think about lifting your right leg up to the sky. So just lift the right leg straight up, flex your foot. Good. Now pausing there, again, everything tight in the middle of your body. Exhale and allow that leg to float down to parallel with the thigh of the other leg, and then come back up. Good. Float back down with a lot of control, and flow back up. Float down, and flow back up. Good. Let's do one more like that. Float down, and flow back up. Very nice. Now bend your knee and allow the leg to go down, heel touch the mat, and then come back up. Good. Keep breathing and flow down and flow back up. Good. Flow down and flow back up. Good. And this time flow all the way down, foot on the mat. Very nice. Good. So pausing for a moment here. Good, bring your feet a little closer, and perhaps you allow, by pushing into the floor, your hips to come a little bit up off of the block. So lift up slightly. Imagine you have two strings on your pelvis lifting you up, and then flow back down. Good, press into the floor with your arms, lift up, and flow back down. Good, let's do that one more time before we move to the other leg. So lift up, and flow back down. Very nice. Now make sure you're settled on the block and float the other leg up. Good. So exhale the leg, flow down, and flow back up. Flow down, and flow back up. Good. Make sure your right leg stays knee over the ankle, and flow back up. Flow down, and flow back up. Let's do one more after this one. And flow back up, lots of control. Flow down and float back up. Now bend your knee. Same thing with your heel. Lower down and come back up like you're sitting in a chair. Lower down and come back up. Are you still really snug in your abdominals? Uddiyana. And flow back up. Good, let's do one more. And flow back up. Now keeping your knees bent, both knees come up. Good. So we can hold right there, feet up towards the sky. Think about legs up the wall pose. Viparta Kanari. Now this is a really good pose to use to say you've gone out and done a lot of walking and your legs feel really tired. So by actually leaning up against the wall, the wall supports your legs. Here you're getting the same effect even though you're not leaning against a wall. Good. So in yoga tradition, it reverses the blood flow. So in real life, we know that it just changes the direction of delayed onset soreness, which it allows lactic acid and those things to flow out of your legs, and so that they are not painful later. Very nice. Good. Draw the toes a little closer towards your nose. And still breathing. Good. Perhaps we bend again. Good. And allow the feet to come down to the mat. Very nice. Good. Now cross your right leg on top of the left and a nice open cross right at the ankle. Flex the foot that's on top, your right foot. Good. Now we're going to float our hips up off the block. We have one last element to do. So float your hips up, and you might just be barely off the block. That's okay. I have a really wide block, so it's harder to lift further up. Good. And lower down. Slide the foot down. Other leg comes up. Good. And then on a nice big inhale, float up. Beautiful. And then float back down. Now lift up. Float your leg out. Foot comes down. Move the block out from beneath and come all the way down to the mat. Good. So first just shift a little bit side to side to release your back. Good. Draw your knees up to your chest. And just a little circle. And go the other way. Very nice. Let the feet come down to the mat. Now let's cross that right leg over the left one again. Good. And then walk your left foot over to the right a bit. Allow your knees to go to the left. Look in the opposite direction. These are just releasing stretches. This particular one's called Twisted Root, R-O-O-T. So always notice where you feel the most sensation. You may find that you can take your right foot and bring it all the way up to your hip. Good, but you have to listen to your body. You also may find that you can bring your opposite foot up to the other hand. Again, that just depends on you. Once again, you may have really nice long arms that you can reach that foot easily. Good, it's a thing you can do, but it's not a necessary thing. Very nice. Now releasing ankles if you're holding them, and just allow that foot and leg to rest on top. Good. Now stretch your arms out like the letter T. Good. Now once you're here a moment or so with your knees together, and perhaps you slide them up a little bit closer to your left elbow. Here, start to let the body flow back to normal and relax. Breathing in and out. Very, very nice. Now let's float the knees up to the sky. Float the feet out. Stretch out all the way. Reach your arms and legs out. Now, as you inhale in, tighten every muscle in your body. And then exhale, go limp. Good. Now, bend the knees again. Cross the left leg on top, or your opposite leg. Good. Bring your arms closer to your body. Slide your foot over to the left a bit, and then allow the knees to go to the right. So the same stretch on the opposite side, and then look to the left. And here is about the time where it's very easy for your mind to start wandering. So each time you feel yourself start to think about something else that'll happen in the future or something that happened in the past, just use your breath to come back to the moment. Once again, you may be able to reach down and collect your foot and bring it closer to your hip area. You also can do that with the other foot as well. But if it's not easily accessible, don't worry about it. Remember, the benefit's the same. Really notice how the stretches that we do within the poses are always very different from one side to the other. And in each person, each one of us individually feels these poses differently, because anatomically we're all structured differently, some with longer arms and legs, some shorter, some combination thereof, and we always feel the poses differently. Good, and we just let go of the ankles if we're holding them. Good, now allow that left leg to lay on top of the right. Good, keep your shoulder blades down and keep looking to the left. After you settled here a moment, you may find you want to bring your knees up closer to your elbow on the right as you look to the left. Continuing to flow right here. Good, very, very nice. Let's float the knees up. Bring the feet back to the center. Now one more time, bring the knees up to your chest, a little circle in your lower back. Now just the knees do the circle. And reverse. Wonderful, and pause. Let the feet come down and then stretch out all the way. Now active relaxation to get ready for Shavasana or resting pose. Good, reach out and tighten every muscle in your body as you inhale in. Make a face, make a fist, clench your jaw, and then exhale. Let that all float away. Good, let's do that one more time. So tighten, 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 make a face, make a fist, clench your jaw, inhale in, find the tension, and let it go. Good, now pause here for a moment. Eyes closed from this point. Now you may find you want to open your legs up a little bit wider. You might want to leave your arms above your head. Or you might want to bring the arms down next to your body, or even put your hands on your rib cage, feeling your breath flow in and out. You might want to put your feet in butterfly, or even bend your knees with your feet on the mat. All of those are great places to be. Pick one of them and find a place where you can be still for the next few moments. Now as you're breathing, each breath starts to allow you to feel as if you're becoming heavier and settling into the mat. Just find nice, steady inhales and exhales. Now as you continue to breathe here, just allow your entire focus to be on your breath. And then each time you exhale, allow yourself to totally settle. If you feel a little thought try to pop up, come back to your breath. Now still with your eyes closed, just turn to the side of your nose. Notice which side of your nose is breathing the most freely through. because it alternates sides. And we want to change and balance out your breath as well. So turn to that side and curl up just like you're in your bed at home. Draw your knees up, use your bottom arm for a pillow, and just pause right there. Take it as an opportunity to send a positive thought to yourself. Maybe it's an affirmation, an I am statement. I am happy. I am focused. I love life. Very nice. Now, if possible, keeping your eyes shut, use that top arm to help press up off the mat and come to a seated position. Whatever seated position works for you. Good, and then bring the hands either to the backs of the hands to the knees, or bring your hands to heart center in the Anjali Mudra, or respect hands as we seal today's practice. The light that shines from within each of us present today is reflected back and magnified. We come together and we share that's so unique about each of us, but we also share yoga. Thank you for letting me lead your practice today. Namaste.